so. But I tell you what, we're back in action now,
man.
and I'm excited to chat with you guys.
Thanks, you're right back up. Thank you for coming out, dude. Back out of your what do they call it? What did Superman have? His temple of isolation or something? You know what I'm saying?
Well, we're watching. We'll see. We're watching Bat Wheels. It's one of my daughter's favorite shows. So it could be the Bat Cave. It come out of the Bat Cave this morning.
Cave, that'll do. Holy Christ, man! I've been up since 4 a.m. I'm exhausted, but like feel like I have a second wind coming on, and it might be because of that music. But then I realized that like that music is like house music. It's like there was just too many heaters. It was like heater after heater, and then like I'm like sweating coffee out of my hands right now, like a goddamn animal. And oh my goodness, yeah. So the house music might have been a vibe, but like I wish we could just listen to some Wu-Tang and smoke weed, to be honest.
It was man, I'll tell you what, no joke, I am with you
on that though for
I will match you. I've got sweaty hands,
dude. Oh man, I don't know what's wrong with me. It's like when I sweat like out of my hands, that's when you know I'm really nervous for some reason. Like, well, I'm nervous. Be nervous about it. I'm surrounded with friends and fam.
Facts.
You know, we're gonna talk some NFTs, which is like totally like is our jam. You know. So, no need to worry.
No need to worry, man.
So, no, man. So I noticed we have a couple of mad scientists in the house. That's pretty cool.
What's up?
Did you see my post about the Amigos drop?
Are those the yarn things?
The little yarny guys, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's really cool, dude. I put the owl one on the thumbnail. I really like that. I think that's a pretty cool looking.
That. Yeah, so basically it's like the social branch of the Red Planet mining DAO, right? So these guys, like this guy, he's like in Russia, and they have very cheap electricity there. Like I think he said a liter of gas costs like 50 cents.
Okay.
It's like ridiculous. It costs like $1.30 here in Canada. You know what I'm saying? So, oh yeah, you don't know what the fuck a liter is. So a liter is like our unit of measurement of like. Sorry, but like no, I just mean you don't know it in comparison to like a gallon or whatever you guys use, right? Gallons? Do you not?
That's true. I know a liter is smaller than a gallon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit smaller than a gallon.
There you go.
But like, you know, $1.35 a gallon is like horseshit when they're paying 50 cents. Like, what is going on? But the thing is, like, they have like oil underneath their country like we do. Only they refine it into gasoline right there on the spot, so that they don't have to like, you know, pay for the back and forth and all that business.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess like in Canada, the price of gasoline is very high, but like they produce it all themselves, and so they have low energy costs. So they then start to mine Bitcoin at a very cheap cost, put out NFT collection, and by buying into NFTs, you're like basically buying a mini share of this mining rig. And by staking your NFTs, you then get like a little payout of wrapped Bitcoin every 15th of the month. It's kind of a neat little system the guys got set up. So
that's actually really cool. Is this is
RWA kind of a situation? He calls it an RWA project, but like it's NFT. Like he's using NFTs as a tool.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I like that whole idea of the wrapped Bitcoin thing. I know. So that's on Cosmos, correct? When I was last week
so it
at
drops right into my wallet.
That's awesome. Last week at the Atlanta Blockchain Center, we were talking about VeChain and all some stuff. And so there's a lady there named Tia, and she's the Atlanta rep or at least the ambassador for Sui, however people pronounce it, Sui, as I like to say. And so, you know, she was talking about how there's some initiatives where they are working on some things where you get like wrapped Bitcoin. So I think that's a very interesting concept, bringing Bitcoin multi-chain.
Well, yeah, the fact that you can buy and sell and trade Bitcoin on Osmosis right now, and then send it from Osmosis. Like, remember I was telling you, like that hack that I found where I was like, I had to send some Bitcoin from my centralized exchange, and it was going to cost me like, $50 or something, like half the amount of what I was transferring. Because I was only transferring like $100 or something, right, over to cold storage. And so instead, I converted it into Osmosis tokens, sent the Osmosis tokens over to like the Osmo tokens over to Osmosis, converted them directly into like their form of like Bitcoin, which I guess is wrapped Bitcoin. But either way, you buy Bitcoin on Osmosis, and then you can send it to a Bitcoin address. And I just entered my ledger address, and it fucking took like maybe 3 hours. So it took a little bit longer, but it cost 1 cent
Oh, you
to
can't beat
send
that.
that Bitcoin.
You literally cannot beat that.
No, no, it's like a super hack. So like I was like, why are and what, like, so it's all to do with IBC technology. It's all like the backbone of like Cosmos, right? So this is like why I think it's like the technology behind Cosmos. Like it's all, we have like problems with marketing. Let's face that, the facts. We need help with marketing this to the masses. But
I
uh,
I think we'll
it's
get
just
there.
superior technology that banks are going to want their hands on, right? They already do. There's I think, was it BlackRock or Grayscale? Grayscale, I think, has an ETF that is uh, an equity funds ETF. So they have Solana in it, Osmosis, Atom, I think Celestia. They had a couple other tokens from Cosmos in there, but so like at least Grayscale anyway. Like banks are going to figure it out. It's like I mean, even XRP heads they'll know like Axelar or Corium. Like these are like gateways for like XRP to be like cross bridged over into other onto other blockchains. So yeah, oh man, we're getting way off of the
It's
NFT
all good
thing
though. I
here,
mean, it's
but
like shit. People love this kind
crazy
of stuff.
train. Okay,
We get
well, as long as they're as long as we're all good in the hood.
we're getting in the
So
weeds.
okay, so remember last week, I guess, just out of nowhere here, that we had a couple weeks ago, I guess it was now, we had the mad scientists on, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking about those mad, the mad clubs. So we managed to form one up. We found enough people with the mad ape, with the ape trait, with
Mm-hmm.
mad on their scientists, to form a 10-man club. So we put that together, wrote up the proposal, whatever. We have our own token gated channel in their Discord, in the Mad Scientist Discord, which is totally cool. And then they've already like airdropped some tokens in there for us. And then through that, like I've been like really hustling hard on the like pushing the Mad Apes Club and the Mad Scientists in general. And I guess these Red Planet DAO guys were like, "Holy shit, dude! Like, we need like somebody who can like talk to the Mad Scientist guys, because they don't speak English that well, right? Like they can write really well in English, but they don't like speak very well. They're not very comfortable getting into spaces and stuff like that. So they need like kind of like an ambassador of sorts that can like talk during during the time when they're asleep, right? Because right now they're 5 hours ahead of us, so they're like, well, they're not asleep right now, but for a good portion of the day, they're going to be like fucking passed out. And so, anyway, you know what I'm saying. So I was able to get mad scientists, architects, creepy companions by Byron, we've also had all those guys on the show.
Right.
Web3 this club. We're going to drop some whitelists on like members of our community who are interested in Cosmos. I didn't know not everyone is, but if you are or want to be involved, then this is your chance to get whitelisted for a community project. And so basically, it's just like the community arm of the Red Planet DAO. So they're trying to reach out to as many like different NFT projects in Cosmos as they can, and so we're trying to like drop as many whitelists, like I don't know, like give me like 100 whitelists or something, and I'm just trying to drop them on as all the blue chip projects that I can find. So,
Dude, that's badass. That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
What?
that's all I've been doing for the last 3 days. So my head is kind of spinning here. I'm sorry if I'm trailing off and
No. It's all good. For anybody new that's listening, that's tuning in, especially over on the live streams. What is the advantage, in your opinion? And this goes to anybody that also knows about the ecosystem. But what is your advantage to being there? Say Ethereum. Now gas fees are a little bit less, but we know that when the network activity churns up, that those things crush kind of like the whole idea of your ability to even transact sometimes. But so gas fees aside, like
Well, it
what's
makes it
what's
impossible
what's the
to enter.
incentive?
Well, I mean, okay, besides the zero gas fees for interacting on like Stargaze or like most of the other marketplaces, you've got like, speed and ease of use if you're using, like it's pretty intuitive. I mean, like it's also the community. I
Hmm.
don't know. I want to say that the community like sort of kicks the ass of like I don't know. I've never been a part of an Ethereum community because I was always priced out of them. So this is Mad Scientist was the first time I was actually like a member of like a solid community that has like hundreds of people around the world that are like members. And like when I'm just like posting like shit, like I'm feeling down and stuff, like these guys are like, some of these guys are like actual real scientists. They like make beer and they're like brain surgeons and rocket scientists and shit in real life. And they're like, yo, dude, we're like, or like Marine, one guy's a Marine and shit. And they're like, don't fucking, you've got a community of fucking people here that give a fuck about you. And you fucking, like, that to me is the most utility, like, of all, really. Like, having that sort of like psychological and like emotional support from like good people that are just like, into the same kind of fucking art and whatnot that you are.
Yeah, I think
That's huge to me.
ultimately at the end of the day, we think about NFT projects and how they shape, in my opinion, at this point, how they shape the communities for crypto. Because up until the big NFT boom, there was not at scale like what we have now, like crypto coin communities. You know what I mean? There were
Well,
people were tribal.
can you stake
Go ahead.
can you stake your NFTs on Ethereum? Because I
Uh,
know like the ability to stake my NFTs
yes,
and earn passive
yes,
income, that's
yeah. So
one
like with
major
Bored Apes, I
drawing
I
point.
know I know that you could do that, right? With Bored Apes, you could like max stake it with Bored Ape and the Ape coin, and you could people were earning pretty big at one point. I don't really know. I fell off of all of that for a while, and so I know that that's there's the capability over on Ethereum, yes, to be able to stake your NFTs and earn additional, but again, I feel like when you look at the writing on the wall now, Ethereum could be the best investment ever if like what Eric Jr. says comes true. Like now's the best time to buy Ethereum. You'll thank me later. Like you
Oh
never
yeah, they are
know.
dropping that right now, aren't they? Eh?
What's that?
Saying this is another good time that they have been dropping that. This is a good time to buy Ethereum again.
But is
So we'll
it
see how
just
that goes.
are they
But I
saying
don't know. I don't.
are they saying that so that you
It's
can
hard to
be
say.
so we could be exit liquidity?
Well, that's the thing, man. But I mean, like, there's really smart people. Like Raoul Paul says he's got like the only Ethereum he owns is in high-end art.
Okay.
That's one smart man's position. Like it's a weird one. It's not what I would like. I've just got like my like I'm sitting on an ETH in a bit, and it's staked and it's like earning, but like I'm not like spending it on anything. I'm just like betting that like maybe that like goes up to like 10K or something one day, and then I'll like whatever, or we'll be using it for gas fees possibly in the future for some kind of transactions. I don't know. I'm just like to be prepared and
Hmm.
have a little on the side. But
So
having Ethereum stored in high-end NFT art might not be a bad idea. I'm not sure. I don't know what like
what I mean, what would
he's
be
got if he's talking
what
about.
what's safe enough that like high end art. You talk about you would
Well,
have
that's
thought
what
Bored Apes.
I'm wondering. Is he talking about cyberpunks or bored apes, or is he talking about like a copy of the Mona Lisa or something? I'm not exactly sure when he
Yeah,
says fine art on Ethereum.
it's really
I'm not
interesting.
exactly sure what he's referring to.
What could kind of like as far as price goes, like give yourself some kind of opportunity to preserve the value in some way, shape, or form. Because like people couldn't do that with Bored Apes. People were spending like what $1 million, maybe a little bit more on a Bored Ape, and they're worth 40, 50 grand right now. People don't want to. Normal people can't take that kind of a hit. You know, if it pumps you too late, Jerry Mendarian said. Michael Navarro on the YouTube comment also says, I'm already staking a shit ton of NFTs for Drachma tradable to ADA. So I know, okay, so ADA, I know on VeChain you can stake NFTs as well.
Nice. That's good. That's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't even know they had VeChain NFTs, to be perfectly honest.
That was
Yeah.
probably, honestly, my first NFTs that I owned were VeChain NFTs. So, and I think
Really?
I may have. I got to take a look, and I was going to do this a few months ago, and then it fell off. But I got to take a look at this. But there's a collection that I got in extremely early. It was one of the very first, and I've got the first one of it. The project was the Metaverse Seals. So I got to take a look at this and see. But I've got like a super early VeChain, and that was my first exposure to like heavy duty NFT buying was VeChain NFTs.
Wow. So what are the fees like on VeChain?
They're minimal, and that, like a lot of the things have changed in the structured, and there's delegates, and so you can, like if you're doing something and someone is going to pay the fees, you can switch that on, and they'll pay. But they're really not that big. But I noticed on something that you posted, let me see here. Maybe it's not maybe it was. I was looking at. Oh crap! I was looking at two posts.
I'm just waiting for the. Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. I was looking at two different posts, and one was the Mad V Apes, and that was right above what yours was. And for some reason, I thought that was you tagged them on something because that's a VeChain project as well. But I was looking at two separate posts, so my bad.
Okay, yeah. I know there's been some crazy ape-like activity on my page since we formed that club. So it's kind of a little weird over there on my page. Bananas.
Okay, so community of this whole ecosystem is good. What are like the incentives to like start a project on there? Because like one of the things that I've been talking about doing, and we've been talking a little bit in the background of possibly launching an NFT collection. Like picking a chain is probably one of the most important things you can do.
It is, and like so they made it really easy to like do things like start a DAO, and I mean, like you can just be so creative in the way that you do your NFT drop. Like now, I've been part of two different drops where they've had a token release on StreamSwap, and you buy the token, and then you burn the token to mint your NFTs, and those go off like successfully, and like both times it went off well, and there was no like there was no whitelist or anything for that. Like those were it was like a total experiment, and there's just so many people that are willing to like work together and develop like whatever it is that you've got in your imagination that you want to build, right? So like for the Red Planet DAO guys, like he's building this like Bitcoin mining farm with this little Litecoin miner, this Doge miner for a little spice, and it's earning him some income, but like he needs money to help to maintain and the equipment and such. So he's like, why not rent out some of this equipment? It gives you opportunities to. I don't know. I guess you could do it on any blockchain, really. Like, but
yeah, but I mean that's a pretty cool thing, though. I mean, it's a great concept, right?
It's like this whole Internet of Blockchains idea, right? The ICB tech, where you can bounce like right now, I'm like my thing is like bridging NFTs. We've been bridging NFTs back and forth from like Stargaze over to Osmosis over to fucking Terra, and then back over to whatever, and then locking them up in the DAO. And
that sounds insane.
I mean, it is kind of insane, right? Like it's all I'm still learning. Like we're like, yeah.
So is there any concern? Because like traditionally, you don't really like do a whole lot of that kind of shit with your NFTs because that opens the vulnerability level to getting wiped out, right? But it sounds like beep bop boop, things are moving around, to multiple spots. Is it still safe?
I mean,
Or is it like
it
you're
seems to
playing at
be.
your
I
own
mean,
risk still?
I'm not messing around with. You're still playing at your own risk. I mean, it's like, but I mean, Cosmos. I've had my wallets compromised before, and with a little help from Cosmos Rescue, who you can easily find on Twitter, and my own ingenuity, I was able to salvage every single one of my NFTs. They didn't even know like where to go to look for the NFTs. I had like $1,000 worth of like staked Atom that was liquid staked, right? And they didn't know where to look to get that, so I like got that back immediately. And then the stuff that they had unstaked, like I had a bunch of Celestia and a bunch of different coins on that I was staking, and they unstaked all of those. That's how I knew my wallet had been compromised. Was that there was activity on my wallet, and I'm like, oh shit, why are my coins unstaking right now? So I called up these guys. Well, I didn't call them up. I found them on Twitter through some Cosmos friends that I met at Stake Cedo, and they fixed me up with like an algorithm where they waited until like the moment before, like the second of release
Mm-hmm.
when and basically sniped the amount of money out.
As they
Took like
started
a
to move,
10%
they just went like some
they
almost
went
like
in and like
the
undercut them.
like the hook to
Like
pull
they had a
someone off
bot do
stage
it
when they
for
talk
them.
too long.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh my God. Is that what's happening right now? Sorry, dude.
No, not you. No. God, no, dude. It's you and
I'm
me up
just
here,
fucking with
bud.
you. I'm just fucking with you.
It's just you and me.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. We got to keep the flow.
100%. Now that doesn't mean like if anybody wants to come up and chat, and I see we do have some more mad scientists down there and people that are into NFTs, and this is your time, man. That's what today's all about. Today is NFTuesday. Now I want to say a couple of things. We'll do a little house cleaning. Thank you for being here. Sure do appreciate it. If you tuned in early and you're like, what is going on here? That is W3BC RadioX. And so that is kind of a fun little new format that we're going to do before and after shows where it's just a little bit of music, and we'll figure out the schedule throughout the day and how it all works and the flow. But it's just a little time to check in and have a little fun, listen to some tunes. That was from Audius. So, all Web3 based because it's the Web3 platform. So appreciate you guys tuning in for that. And now we are chit-chatting about NFTs because this is NFTuesday. We're hanging out with Carrie, and he's gonna do a giveaway for some whitelists in a little bit. And if there's any projects you guys are thinking about that you like, that you want to talk about, that you're a part of, whatever it is, you just come on up to the stage and raise your hand. That's all you got to do. Easy.
Yeah, we had a couple of people want to come up today, but one guy's sick. His voice hurts, so he can't speak. And then there's another space actually going on right now. The Dungeon guys, we had them on like a long time ago, and they're doing the release of their game today. I think the space is like happening like right now. But
oh, fun! That's the Dungeon Morning Adventures.
Yeah. So like, I mean, I told him I'd give a little plug, and then tomorrow maybe they want to come on and talk or whatever, if like, because they're kind of like a NFT / gaming / whatever community also on Cosmos or whatever. If there's time tomorrow in the afternoon for them to come on and talk, I'm sure they'd enjoy that.
Yeah. We can definitely.
Still into doing like gaming on Wednesdays, or or is Jill just a free flowing plan from
I think at this point we don't really want to do too much restrictive stuff, so we'll do free flowing plan just to get things rolling and have the fun conversations, and probably open up the schedule to multiple things throughout the day, just to see what just be flexible with people's schedules. I suppose I think that's ultimately the most important thing.
Flexible, no plan at all. It's just off the cuff, keeping it real.
Yeah, I mean, have a structured flow, but have a lot of flexibility built into it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Maybe, you know what I was
There's
thinking
mothers
about?
listening, is
You know,
what
it would
I'm
be
hearing.
great to do is because I could put out a
Yeah.
Calendly for basically the day, and people can, you know, take, I don't know, we could say maybe half an hour slots, and then just come in, and that can be, you know, focused conversations that, you know, are whether they're AMAs or structured conversations, whatever it happens to be. I think that might be something that we could work to. And then this way, you know, people can book some time to chat. So it's not just always me talking to myself. I felt like yesterday it was fun. I had a great time doing this yesterday, but I learned very quickly that 6 hours basically straight was one, it was a lot, but a lot of me just talking. And so I've got to change the format. So I'm going to take some time to restructure that whole thought and idea, because there's definitely a better way to do this to incorporate more people and have more fun with the collaborations and be less restrictive. So
And burn yourself out less, dude. There's no,
yeah,
I mean, there's absolutely a connection between like you feeling like stressed this morning and like you doing a 6 hour fucking marathon last night for some yesterday afternoon for some reason. You know what I mean? Like you went like hog wild. I was like, he's still going. Like it's been like I've been tuned in for fucking 4 hours now, and he's still going strong.
yeah, we did
Like I mean, you were built for this, dude.
six
You
hours
were
in the
built for
saddle
this thing.
yesterday. That was a day, man. That was an epic day. Now we've done 24, I've done
It was
24
no
hour
joke.
spaces before, and so don't get me wrong, but you know, there was a lot of other activity and some other things that usually go on, and you know, it's not usually just you. You've got, you know, lots of participants and something like that. So, you know, we just want to restructure it and change
Yeah, I
it. So
think it's,
yeah, I think the burnout could probably happen really fast if it was just 6 hours straight every day.
dude. If you had to do that like 3 days a week, you'd be like, I wouldn't want to see the toll that it took on you, bro. That's just all. I, I've been there trying to, you know, work overtime, and you know, like a 6 hour broadcast is not an easy thing to pull off by yourself. So if you have help though, it's not so bad. So
It
you
was
know, we'll
fun,
round up some
and
peeps. We'll get like
yeah, it was fun, and we'll still figure
oh
out a
yeah, it
way
was fun
to.
to listen to, dude.
What's that? Sorry, I talked over you.
It was fun to listen to. I had a blast
Thank you.
yesterday. Just fucking listening to you go off. It was great.
We'll find a way to do to figure it out that is manageable for all, and then yeah, this way it's this. I like, my whole goal is to collaborate with as many people and as many projects and as many you know, founders or leaders or traders or just people, right, community members, and just hear opinions. And I think there's ways that we can structure that, so that'll be fun. And definitely more of the space aspect where, you know, people can participate and join the conversation, because I that was ultimately, like, especially for the morning, you know, like that was ultimately the whole idea and ethos, especially when, you know, you go through bear markets, or you know, when new things come out, or whatever, you know. And let's keep it on topic with NFTs, you know, to get and chat with your community. And I think, you know, the whole idea of coming together with the space and letting everyone, and you guys, you've known me, if you've been in the Web3 breakfast community, you've known that, like, it means a lot that everybody's voices and opinions matter. Now, even if we don't agree on opinion, it still matters, and I still appreciate, you know, people taking the time and you know, the build up to get up and do it. But at the end of the day, like, it's that's the whole ethos of it, and so that can't go away. Um, 'Cause that's what kept us all
No,
together
we
in
got to
the
keep
shittiest
building,
time,
and
in the shittiest bear market since I've been in crypto. It kept us all together. Most of us, at least. I know some people faded away. Well, that's fine.
for the most part, you know, people
Yeah.
are still staying hard. I don't know. I feel like we're on the same track. I mean, this is what you're saying is the exact same thing that this the Red Planet that Arthur was saying to me. He just wants to reach out and be like as to as many communities as possible, and like you know, building together is so much easier than like trying to do it on your own. And so like the more hands make for lighter work, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
You
looks like
know,
Mike wants to come up and say
teamwork makes the
hello.
dream work, brother.
That's what they say.
That is true.
Howdy ho!
Howdy
Smash
ho.
the like button.
Oh, you want one of
What's
those?
going on, guys?
I could do that. I could do that right quick. Hey, really quick. One of my really good friends. One of my friends, really good friends, probably my favorite person on this planet, has got a quick something to tell you.
Oh, Dad, how about this one?
There it is. Mash that like button. That's always fun.
Mash it up.
Yeah, no, she wants to record. I said, like about a week ago or something that we were going to do some more recording. She came in to my office like right before something yesterday, and she's like, "Are we ready to? You want to record those things?" I was like, "Oh, baby, I gotta get on a call." But I'll have some more of those very soon. She's very excited. She's very eager to cut some more promos. So. Got my little team member
Well,
there.
she's got a voice for radio.
Yeah.
Micro.
Mike, the modern Canadian, what is going on in your world today, sir?
Not much, man. Had the day off. Had a couple calls. We're doing stuff in the system here. I've been doing a lot of betting, so as you can see, I've been really hooked on the NHL playoffs right now, as any Canadian should be.
You should be.
Yep. Disappointed in our election last night, but I don't know. Maybe I won't be Canadian. Maybe we'll be the 51st state. Maybe you guys can help us out here.
So a lot of people were upset. What was the upset about? Because it went to the Liberal Party or whatever?
Yeah, well, the idea is the Liberals have not been great for us for the past 10 years, and they've voted in again, so it'll be like a 14-year Liberal term, unfortunately. And I don't know, who knows what's going to happen? Maybe it'll be better. I don't know, but I just think, just like most companies, usually a CEO lasts about 10 years and he kind of goes off and does something else. I think it's time to have a little bit of a change. 10 years is a long time to have one leadership in the position.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I kind of wish we had something like the US, where like you get different parties or different people after you can only run twice, or here like you can potentially run forever.
That's wild. That is wild. Well, how are you doing? Any trading today or?
Dude, I bought a fuck ton of crypto yesterday. I just put $10,000 in the market yesterday.
There you go.
I bought a fuck ton of shit.
Congratulations.
I told you yesterday about my thing where I thought we were going to dip.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to think I was wrong. I think that weekly is stronger. We have a really good bullish divergence on the weekly. So even if we do dip, I still think, a week or two down the road will still be higher. So yeah, I'm not really trading. I'm putting stuff in and getting ready for that fall, end of summer or midsummer to pull some profits out. The day trading, I have kind of stepped back from that. I'm doing more like swing trades, I have a swing trading portfolio that I'm doing, like maybe, I'm kind of stuck because I kind of bought higher. So I kind of now got, when you miss your trade, you become a long-term holder. So now I'm just waiting for the market. I'm waiting for the market to recover so I can take profits on that swing trade. But we've been in it for like 2 months now. So maybe May's the month.
Golly,
but, yeah, no.
I was talking to my mom a little bit earlier today about this, and said that February was supposed to be a banging month, March was supposed to be a banging month, April was supposed to be the one. We didn't get it ever. Maybe May is.
Hey, if we keep saying it, we'll be right eventually.
Yeah. Well,
you know what we're due for? We're due for a green month.
We're due for a green month. We can't go 4 duds in a row, can we?
We can't go like 8 at least.
Ugh, that'd be brutal. Frank, what's up,
It's
brother?
gonna get better. It's just a.
No, go ahead.
What up, Frank?
I thought Mike was saying something.
No, I was just gonna say I think it's gonna get better. It's been a tough market, especially for altcoins. But I really do think this market rewards the people that have conviction and stick around in good projects, mind you. Not every project is going to have a new all-time high, but I do think the reward will come to the people that are patient, that stick around in this market.
This is it. They're trying to bleed us all out. They're trying to bleed everybody out. Like, this is the time to hang on. Hold hodl. You know what hodl means, right? Hold on for dear life. Say
Huddle
you
gang,
were
huddle gang, huddle gang, huddle gang.
hodl gang, hodl gang,
Remember
hodl.
that song?
Say you're hanging out on
Remember that
Granny's
Huddle Gang
porch
song?
sipping an iced tea and a twister comes through, man. You're gonna have to hang on for dear life to that couch, to that railing. You're gonna have to do that in these next
Your
couple.
iced tea.
Yeah, hang on to the ice. Don't spill
always
the
the
iced
iced
tea
tea.
now. Here's a really
No,
important
not-
question. I'm gonna ask you, Frank. Welcome to the show, Frank. Frank, are you a sweet tea or an unsweet tea kind of guy?
Nah, bro. I gotta have sweet tea, like that cookout McDonald's sweet tea. You know what I mean? Like a whole pound of sugar per 5 gallons of tea. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about?
That's the stuff. I know that's how they make it at McAllister's.
Diabetes.
You what?
Oh, my bad.
I
I
hate
was just saying
sweet tea.
diabetes.
I do not drink sweet tea. That is nasty. I will drink unsweet tea any day. I would like to have it with a little bit of lemonade in there. Make myself a nice little Arnold Palmer. Sometimes we're feeling a little cheeky. Maybe on the golf course, we'll switch it into a John Daly. But
Bro, drink
Who
water.
the hell drink them?
Just go drink water.
I do love water. Right now, water and coffee is all I drink. I don't have my coffee cup because I'm done with it for today. But you guys know, carry this. Was it 28 ounce? Yeah, you fill this thing 36 ouncer. I fill this thing up several times a day. I drink so many of those water jugs. But that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be completely hydrated.
Hey, well, since
Yeah.
the space is for NFT lovers only, and I myself just NFT. I like to joke around and say that the Lazy Apes is the only NFT project in the space. You know what I mean? Just because I'm a maxi and that's all I hold, and it's for fun and games. But if you look down there at the Rogue Apes account, that's actually my IRL business that I just started. It is, what we all aim to do: connect Web3 to Web2 or whatever everybody says.
Mhm.
This is what this company is aimed to do. It is story-driven character cornhole bags. So every cornhole bag will have a character on it and will have a story behind it that would tell you about its speed, velocity, and also have a little lore behind it.
Oh, that's fun as hell, man. Congratulations with that. I noticed you guys were following me, so I threw you a follow back. Rogue Apes, love that. Well, let's do if you want to do at some point soon, like a spotlight, man, we should do that. We'll hype it up. Or if you're not ready for that, you let me know. We'll do it at your speed.
Yeah, most definitely. The only thing I'm waiting on is to have bags in hand, and I'm getting ready to have those in production in the next couple of days. So
Nice, man. That's cool. Now, are they all going to be the Lazy Ape characters, NFT characters?
starting off, they're all going to be the NFT characters. Right now, the one I'm using is called the Mega. It is the one that it is like the original sneak peek.
Mhm.
It's the one that all the OG holders got before we started doing all the sneak peeks. It has the IP rights already with it. So that's the main one I'm gonna use, and then I'm just waiting on the transformation here soon to kick it off full gear.
Oh, talk to me about that. Talk to me about the transformation because I've still got a lot of mine OGs, and then I still have I have like a ton of mutants. Like, what's the plan with that? Do you know anything yet?
So right now, as everybody knows, if you've been around Didas for a while, Didas doesn't put a date on anything, but
Yep.
he has said, hopefully, within the next month or a couple weeks, or he kind of threw a few timelines out there that were kind of similar and soon. But as of right now, what you could do is you could set your lazy apes you have right now that are in your wallet. You could go to myarc.fun, and you could create a story for your lazy ape and load it up to the website. And it's like a marketplace, like a how to say it, like advertising your NFT, right?
Hmm.
So what it is you're posting your NFT marketplace with a story to come and use in the future for maybe like cartoons, or maybe for me in future, I'll go to that website and look for a new character for my cornhole bags that already has a story with it.
Gotcha.
So you could go to myarc.fun and upload a story for your lazy apes. And you'll end up making money in the future. Somebody leases your NFT from you to put in a cartoon or put in a movie or put on a candy bar, whatever they choose to use it for. So you making passive income off of that.
Nice. Nice. Because like with like
Been
the
released.
new when the
I
transformation does
will
happen, you
say
do get the rights,
it
right?
is
You
in
do
beta
the
mode.
IP rights.
You will have the IP rights and everything. So, and once the transformation happens, so what the website does is instead of once you upload your ape to the website in the future, your ape will no longer have a number on it on all the marketplaces. It will have the name that you named it.
Oh, okay. That's cool. It gets it
It'll
was
have
that
the
the
name that you
metadata it gets
named it.
into or whatever.
Yeah, don't get me on the technical side, bro. I don't
1.21
know nothing about the
gigawatts.
technical side. But yeah, so it's a fun little thing. It's in beta mode right now. You can use the characters that you have right now, and you can upload it with a story on the myarc.fun. And then if you choose to transform that ape when the time comes, you can transform it, and the transformation will update itself onto the website. And it's pretty much just marketing to lease your NFT in the future.
I love that. That's cool.
Yeah,
And
it's
I'm
pretty cool.
telling you,
Yeah,
man,
like
that
like
I'm really excited for the actual transformation to happen, for those masks to get taken off, for those faces to get revealed, for good.
The time is coming, and that's why I got my business started down there. Because it's here. And by the time I'm up and going and having product in hand, hopefully that'll be here, and I'll have my next drop ready to go.
There you go. Hell yeah. Um, what's your
that's
next
sick.
drop?
So are these like evolving NFTs? Oh,
So
sorry, dude.
the look is going to totally change. So it's going to go from one look to what B Frank's got now, with the mask off, and then with the full face, and then with that, because it was, I don't know, would you say a derivative? It was like a combo. It was kind of like a combo derivative. It's really a hybrid. And so that being said, you didn't get IP rights, um, and a couple other things. And so with this transformation, you will get IP rights moving forward. And so that's one good, and it's a long time coming, man. This has been something a lot of us have been excited about coming for a while. And some
Oh yeah,
traits have
the IP
changed
rights
too,
are
right?
huge. Like
What?
that's kind of a big deal. So I thought you were able to use your ape as like for IP, like put it on a bottle of wine and whiskey and shit like that. Was that not?
So for like board apes, you were, yes, but for this collection that Frank's talking about, no.
Oh, okay, I see. I see.
Yeah, so you could, and that's actually really funny. I should look into that, because I know that I had I'd gotten it was the Mutant Grape Wine Club, and with that you get a case of wine. I think you get a case of 6 bottles with your NFT that you sent on it, and that obviously was during the NFT craze, and we're a few years later. So I got to follow up and see what's going on with that. In case anybody knows anything about it, feel free to come up and say something. But it's been a couple years for sure since I've heard anything about that. I'm gonna look right now, actually.
I burned a $25 NFT today. That was fun.
Nice. How did that make
Just
you
as an
feel?
experiment. Kind of weird, I had like a fluttery stomach and stuff. I'm like, oh, I'm just like sending this guy into the fucking ether, but it's for like a draw and shit, and there's some like decent prizes. So it wasn't like a super rare guy. It was like, I had already kind of reimbursed myself, so I just took this guy and threw him into the pit. it was one of the architects, right? So that's kind of their thing, is like sacrifice your guys and fucking evolve them. These are evolving NFTs as well, right? Like I've evolved one of them 2 times already, and it's like they become more animated and things as you upgrade them. It's kind of cool. But hey, here's the thing. Why don't we give out like some white lists or something? Can we do that?
Yes.
I think there's a really easy way for me to do this. And I see Sandra here, and if she just doesn't leave the room for 1 second, I'll like,
Sorry.
yeah. So anyway, Sandra, you can have like take like 5 whitelists and give them to your holders for this Amigos thing. It's like going to be minting on Stargaze. The guy wants to just hook up with other communities, and you are a community. You know what I mean? Like whether or not you're not generative art, you're your own thing, but you have your own followers, you have your own community, and you know. So I think that like he gave me many white lists to give away at my own discretion, and so I think I'm gonna just give you 5, and you can either distribute them as you see fit, or do like a random raffle or whatever you want, however you want to do it.
Boom. Love that,
Boom.
man.
That's how you do it. So that's how you win shit, is like you hustle and you do stuff, and then like people notice you, and then you get things.
Wow.
Right? Am I wrong?
You are not wrong, sir. You are not wrong. I love that. So that's great. So, all right, 5 white lists. Boom, hand it out. There will be some more details for that. I assume we'll probably give a few away here on this show, or we should put out a post at least and then pick it later today, maybe, or tomorrow.
Yes, there's also at the top there's a post on my timeline where I'm also giving away 5 whitelists just on to my personal followers. So if you want, up at the top, it's like the second pin post from the right, I think, and that's just like 5 out of my pocket, and then I'm gonna, we'll be giving away more on the shows in the future, like the next couple of weeks or whatever, I would imagine. So yeah, whenever you feel like doing that, we can just let me know, and we'll give some more away. And that's for the Amigos collection that is upcoming on Stargaze.
I gotta say, of all the collections I've seen in a very long time, those are the coolest.
They're kind of neat. If you've ever played that game with the Yarny guy, right? Like they're just like that guy.
I've not done that, but like for whatever reason, like they
Unraveled.
They look fun and cool. Like,
yeah, they're kind of like
I like the guy, the one I just showed it on the screen. He's like the old dude in the hoodie with the beanie, and he's got the beard and the whispery hair and mustache. That dude's legit.
Yeah, he is.
I would be that guy.
So apparently, like Don Donnie thinks that like sugar is the ultimate supplement. I don't know if there's anything to it, but he sends me these pictures of like fucking crazy shit, like he's drowning like tangerines in like sugar, just drowning in a minute. So like I was like, had to eat some. He's like, you should try it, man. You can't knock it until you try it. It's like this ultimate like way of like ingesting like carbohydrates that are like free of. I don't know his logic. It's like banana.
Well,
but,
I do know.
I tried eating a spoonful of sugar on my blueberries, and it didn't go down very well.
So I do know that like, sugar is one of those things. It's actually probably not that good for you in like high levels. They say it's more addictive than heroin. So,
dude, that explains why I feel this way right now. Jesus Christ. I feel like I'm like been coming down off something for like the last hour.
You've been on a sugar high. Yeah.
Crashing hard now, bro.
We might have to pack it up early. He's got the sweats.
The sugar shakes. Yeah, man. Ooh.
Go get the sugar
so
shakes.
Cold in here.
That's pretty funny. That's I've got a few. I like the sugar shakes. It makes me think of I got a few NFT. I can't give you the name of it because someone will inevitably take it because it's just an amazing idea. But we got a few things that we got to plan, Carrie. That's for sure. As far as NFTs go, and then I know. I know that a pizza, some kind of a pizza collection is in my near future. I have reached out to Sandra to be what will be the artist for our this collection, and so I want to talk with her about how it all looks and the look and feel of it, and then just kind of see what she puts together. You guys know that I'm a tattooed guy. I love my tattoos. She has really good line work. If you've not been paying attention to what she's doing, not only does she have really good line work in her art, but she's learning how to tattoo. And I know you're, shout out to you, give you some flowers. I will at some point in my life get a Sandra tattoo. Not a tattoo of Sandra, but I will have Sandra do a tattoo because I'm a lot of my art, as you can see on my arms, is all traditional style, and so, boom. So, but you know, the whole idea
of Sandra.
Yeah, the whole idea. So, but the whole idea of what I want to do, like with our NFT. Wait, what did you say?
To get a tattoo of Sandra.
Oh, yeah.
Like right on the chest.
I mean the PFP, like your art,
Sandra.
Yeah. Well, I mean of your art.
Your wife will be. Don't worry, Whitney. It's just in the name of art.
Just in the name of art. Yeah.
Good Lord. Okay, we're going off the rails again.
That's usually what happens.
Back on the rails.
So, really quick, back to the whole NFT thing. So this is something that I know that, I want to talk about and do. And because it's NFTuesday, this is a great time to do it. So, we've got that. We've talked extensively with about a number of people in our community that love gaming. And so like finding a way to incorporate, some kind of gaming aspect into it, some RWA elements, all these things. I have a whiteboard that's as big as one of my walls in my room. At some point, I'm going to let some of you in on that so you can see kind of the idea in the brain of where I want to take this. But soon enough. So we got to start. I want to start building that up, and then, we'll hype it up a little bit more.
We'll start scoping out blockchains and stuff. Like, I mean, my vote is going to be with Cosmos because, like, I think it's the most fun place to build, and you're going to find people who are going to resonate with what it is that you're building, and they're going to want to help you do it. Because, like, dude, like I don't know, man. As far as I've come, I haven't spent a dime really on like helping promote people. Like, it doesn't cost anything to help to promote, to give likes, to share posts. Like, that's free, right? So I don't know what I'm getting at here, but we gotta support one another, man.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the thing, so it's all about finding the right chain, building the right community, and then doing that. But then ultimately, it's all about, you guys know me, it's collaboration, and this is it. Like it's years in the making.
There's a lot of people that are willing to collaborate.
You
just gotta find them and ask them. We just gotta find the right people, connect,
and ask them, and it's say, about the right people.
This is what we want to build. This is what you guys know how to do. And so, like, are you interested in like helping make this happen? Let's grow together. I'm sure, like, there are people building on Cosmos that are going to be more than interested in building some kind of like, DAO that isn't quite a DAO, that feels like a DAO maybe, but isn't really. Or maybe you want to go full DAO. I don't know what you want, how you want to go with it. It's like this is stuff that you got to think about too, right? But if you can think of it, it can be built. That's what I like about.
To DAO or not to DAO, that is the question.
Yeah.
That was my Sigmund Freud impression.
It's not a bad idea. I mean, like, governance for ownership of a piece of whatever it is. I don't know.
I mean, listen.
Seem like a bad idea?
No, there's all sorts of ownership incorporated things and how it all works and structures and all. One of these days, I'll let you guys in on the. We'll do a whiteboard session.
Yeah, we got to do that.
We will. I also have another video that I've got to put together very soon. So as it turns out, Whitney brought home a carton of strawberries the other day, and on it says that they are trackable. And as it turns out, they are trackable via IBM's food trace platform. And it is blockchain.
Microchips in the berries?
No, maybe it's in the QR code of it's in the package. But maybe there's. Has anybody ever done that where like you see the videos where you got to like soak the strawberries and all of a sudden worms come out? Is that a real thing? Like I don't want to do that because if I do that and that happens, that ruins strawberries for me.
Yeah, no, you don't want to look at your food under a microscope, bro. Like any of it, really.
Not at all. No,
Just
no,
don't
no.
do it. Especially fruits and shit. You don't want to look at like bananas under a microscope. Just not a good
Why?
time.
Why not bananas?
Because, well, if you don't like crawly creatures, like squirmy little wormy creatures, then I wouldn't be looking up close at your bananas.
Hey, you leave my
They're full of
bananas out of
fucking
this.
parasites or some damn thing. Dude, I'm just saying. I love bananas too, but they're full of little squirmy, wormy things that aren't like a delight to look at under a microscope. Just saying.
Let's do a fun collection of all the little squirmy wormies that come out. Well, it'll be called like, I don't know, banana squirmy wormies. That's a terrible idea.
You've lost your mind.
It's probably time to go.
it's okay. It's probably time to go.
I'm
Yeah.
just kidding.
What time are we chewing away at here? 154. Cool.
I'm telling you, man.
Room reset or something.
Time flies when you're having fun. Yeah, guys, make sure we're chatting NFTs, and we can chat NFTs for a while. You guys can come up and talk about NFT projects you like. Make sure, and I see. You know what? I was gonna call you out, but I'm not even leading by example here by doing the old purple pill multiplier thing. Come chat NFTs with us. We'll use a full sentence.
Yeah, whatever you do, don't drink like 3 cups of coffee and then put like a spoonful of like sugar almonds on your berries either. That was like not a great plan for me as a person with like a hyperactivity, overactive imagination and ADD.
Sugar berries.
Sort of put me over the brink.
You know what's good
Yeah,
on
sugar
blueberries? I will tell you this, and this is a thing, and this is a great dessert. It's a great snack. Take a little bit of Greek yogurt, throw a little. You can use fresh blueberries. You can also, if you go to Costco and you get those little frozen wild blueberries, those things are incredible. You guys probably just have them growing everywhere in Canada, actually. So just the little wild blueberries, but the blueberries. The yogurt and a tiny bit of maple syrup. Ooh. And I'm talking some dark amber grade A maple, baby. I know the good stuff.
Dude, that's my like go-to snack, man. It's literally the Greek yogurt with some blueberries, and I use maple almond granola.
Ooh, that sounds good. A little parfait.
Maple almond. Sounds dangerous.
Oh, dude. Like if you're not trying to have like, big desserts, or if you just want a little snacky snack to pick you up in the afternoon or whatever. Yeah, that's the move, dude. That is the move.
No, I think I'm allergic to almonds. It's like literally dangerous for me to consume that meal. Yeah.
I thought you meant like that's dangerous. I'm going to eat that a lot. Yeah. Okay. Well, you can omit the almonds and you can just do the yogurt and the blueberries and the syrup.
Oh yeah, I love the fruit and the yogurt together. You can't go wrong, right? Like,
don't forget the syrup though. That's my thing. And I think, I talk about, I don't eat waffles. I don't eat pancakes. I don't eat any of that stuff very often. But when I do, I go insane and I'll eat like 7 waffles because of the syrup.
But is it high fructose corn syrup or maple syrup?
Oh, maple. Yeah, no, it's the good stuff. I wouldn't allow that trash in our house. I'm just kidding. Not that I wouldn't allow it. My wife does all the shopping, and she is the food conscious one. She looks at labels like we don't do anything GMO. We do mostly organic where we can, when we can, and the syrup is a big thing. I know better anyway. We all know better because of my Canadian friends. We don't have that stuff. Even though I do know Mike, it's got some Mrs. Butterworth's or whatever it's called, Pilmage or Pilmage Farm or whatever.
Good Lord, they're just trying to fatten you up, Mike.
Per mil.
Thank you. It'll
I
always
just
be
want
Miss
Ant to mind
Butterworth's.
that.
It'll always be Miss Butterworth's.
Mrs. Butterworth. Why?
Was she-
Why did they find Mrs. Butterworth to be racist? Because she was androgynously brown.
She was just an old black
couldn't
woman,
figure
and
it.
it's like she can't be a syrup lady because she's an old black woman or something. Like it wasn't allowed. I don't. It doesn't make sense. Like seems silly to just take that
Happened
away
during the whole COVID
from history. Because I mean,
crazy time, right?
what's that?
It happened during the whole COVID crazy time, right?
People went crazy, man. People just lost
That's
their freaking minds.
that is when that happened, right? Like I'm trying to remember. I think back of like when did they like kill off Mrs. Butterworth?
I'll tell you.
And I'm like, it couldn't have been that long ago. It had to be around COVID when everyone went mental. But
let's see. When
enough
did
about that.
Miss Butterworth?
Nope, we're going down the rabbit hole. Let's do it.
July of 2020.
Yep, right in the eye of the shitstorm, Ricky.
Yeah, it said specifically the signature bottle shape was perceived as racist. That's insanity. The bottle.
What?
The bottle.
Bottle shape? Well, because it was shaped like a woman. It was a woman-shaped bottle.
But what does that?
But it
How's that
wasn't like
racist?
an elegant, like slender woman. It
In a
wasn't like,
beautiful
I don't know,
gown,
maybe
in like
because it had
when
US
you go to
pound.
like, I don't know, a diner and you want someone to serve you some great pancakes or waffles or French toast with some amazing syrup, like that's what she's gonna look like. It's just a grandma.
Let's be serious. She's eating pancakes all day. She's not going to look like a Barbie doll. You know what I'm saying?
You're right. Like if I came in for a skinny
selling
latte
pancakes for a
and a
living.
handful of almonds, I might see Barbie there. All right.
Guaranteed. So, back to business.
Do you think we could do a Mrs. Butterworth NFT collection and preserve that for history? Because once it's on the blockchain, it's forever.
Yeah. What's the other ones? Did they kill off Uncle Ben too?
The rice guy? He's done? Why? Because he wasn't
Yeah.
Asian?
I don't know.
Oh.
I'm just spitballing. I think is he around still? Like I just assumed if Mrs. Butterworth is off limits, then Uncle Ben just gotta go.
Is it just called Ben's
I don't know
Original?
why.
It's
Yeah,
now
I
just
think
called
so. No call.
fucking 2020, man. It's not Uncle Ben's anymore. It's just Ben's Original. This happened in 2020 also.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I don't even think they call it rice-a-roni no more because that shit's racist. When the rice met the roni and the Asians and the Italians came together to create the ultimate dinner food. You know what I mean? No, they couldn't handle it, so they got rid of rice-a-roni.
The Asians and the Italians are at war over rice-a-roni. Forget Russia, Ukraine, forget Hezbollah and Gaza. It's the Asians and the Italians over rice-a-roni. That's going to cause World War III.
It's supposed to be a beautiful union. It's supposed to be a union of
Please tell me
ethnic,
this is
of beauty.
rice-a-roni. It's still rice-a-roni.
Okay, good. Whew.
Rice-a-roni,
We lost
pasta-roni,
rice-a-roni. I don't know.
macaroni.
We're losing the battle.
We're safe. We didn't lose that one.
Well, this is completely off the rails now.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So how hard is it going to be to get you to mint a Amigo? You're going to have to go into your Kepler wallet. Do you even have it on your phone still?
I'll check. Yes. Yes. Look, I do.
Cool. Okay. Cool.
Sure.
Okay. So we'll make sure you get a whitelist for that.
Cool. Yeah. But I still
right,
have to
it's
do
going
the
on.
thing where I go into the Kepler wallet, but then go into the web browser version of it. I can't access them in the wallet still yet, but
Yeah.
soon, maybe.
See this is my big gripe. This is my number one gripe with the Cosmos and intrachain NFTs and bridging NFTs is that we don't yet have a wallet. I think Rainbow, or not Rainbow, am I thinking that's an Ethereum one? Leap, sorry, just not Leapfrog, just Leap Wallet is has a little bit of a better NFT experience, but on mobile. But I don't really use it because it's kind of bubbly and not my thing. I like Kepler, so right now there's not really a great way to, like, you've got to view your NFTs on a dApps. So most of my NFTs, honestly, are staked. Like, I don't like view them anyways because they're all on DAO, like earning passive income. So, the ones that I like to look at, like Sandra's, I keep on my Stargaze, and then I can like go in and I just pull up the Stargaze app, but they're rebuilding Stargaze apparently. I've like heard mumblings from the ambassadors and such that they're trying to like rebrand and rebuild, and they're making some changes behind the scenes. So maybe that'll mean better wallet integration. Maybe, I don't know if it's on Kepler's end that they're failing, but yeah, there needs to be some way where you can just click a button inside your wallet and view all of your NFTs, whether they be on Stargaze, on Osmosis, on Injective, on uh, Terra, on whatever blockchain you're using on Cosmos. You need to be able to just flip the blockchain, or even with it, just select all, select all blockchains, and then just see all of your NFTs. Like, that's what needs to happen to make it to the point where I think people will, like mainstream people who are into like ETH NFTs and Solana NFTs, where they can just do that in their Phantom wallet already. I think that's where we'll start to see that.
Yeah, I mean, it's like,
and
it
we'll see
seems to
more
be
people
pretty
doing
normal,
it.
right? I know it's in the base wallet, it's in the trust wallet, it's in, yeah, it's pretty standard feature. So I think that's
Yeah.
something that would need to change before we get to like the later part of the year. But there's no reason why, and I know ETH will always get used as NFTs, and every chain will have, its user base and all that stuff. But there's no reason why, you would want to just have a barrier to. It's not really a barrier to entry. It's just, I guess, a roadblock for the user experience. And if that's, something that you could mitigate, that should be something that changes
It kept
before.
me out for a long time, dude.
Yeah.
Honest to God, it kept me out for a long time. I was like happy with playing around in Solana sandbox. You know what I mean? I was like, I had found Solana. It was cheap. It was easy. It was my entry into DeFi. I, learned about LST staking, and Solana was great. But and it took me a long time to like come around, and I watched Sandra doing a lot of work, like releasing her stuff on Stargaze, and I just couldn't get my brain around the whole idea of why is there an entire like blockchain just for the NFTs, and I have to like convert my Atom into stars so that I can buy NFTs on the marketplace, and then it's sort of like, I don't know, it seems like too sloppy, and where they could just tighten it up and create like one, like have everything paid for in Atom, and that would strengthen the price of Atom probably like a lot if they just made everything like. But now on Stargaze, like they've gone so crazy with all this bridging shit. You can go on a Stargaze right now and you can buy NFTs with stars. You can buy NFTs with Bitcoin. You can buy NFTs with Atom, with Ohm, with Tia, Celestia. It's crazy. You can just bridge these tokens over onto the Stargaze blockchain and then buy your tokens like with actual Bitcoin. So, I mean, it's interesting, like what they're doing. Like they're pushing the envelope here, right? Like they're building new technologies. They're just not like packaging them and marketing them properly, I feel like. And that's like my only gripe with Cosmos, and why I don't suggest more people like invest in the ecosystem more aggressively, is because they just don't have that, like the marketing and the execution that is going to bring in the mass adoption, and a good wallet. I think, like, as much as I love Kepler and as nice as Leap is, like they just haven't nailed it yet.
Yeah.
They haven't come up with, and they're working on one. They're working on this Polaris wallet, but I don't know.
I think
I don't know. I haven't experimented.
I almost, I almost, and not to take anything away from anyone and any wallet and any product that they're building, because you never know what it's going to be, which one's going to be the one. But I'm feeling that at some point we got to have a conversation about wallets and just say we just need one really good interoperable wallet. Like we don't need,
Yeah.
not
Like Phantom. If Phantom could be the wallet, right? Like
actually,
everyone loves Phantom. It's easy to use. Do you not like
little
it?
PSA. I saw CryptoFace put something out earlier today that Phantom, they've announced that they're you can integrate Bitcoin and all that stuff in there. However, I don't know who it was. I haven't talked to him yet, but his buddy's got like 100K worth of Bitcoin in the app that's not moving, and you can only move like a tiny bit at a time or something like that. So not a good thing to be publicizing that they've got the capacity for, because whether it's a liquidity issue or there's an error. But yeah, CryptoFace had put out that Phantom is not really keeping it hostage, but not really making it easy to get your Bitcoin, and that is a no-no. So, little PSA there.
So maybe Phantom is not the solution, but yeah, like and that's why I like an option using Osmosis is like, man, like Osmosis should make a wallet. If they had an Osmosis wallet, I would use the shit out of that wallet, because it would like have like a DEX built in. It would have like, you would be able to like transfer your bridge your NFTs from there. It's like a full-on trading like platform, right? So and they deal with this, like they have the liquidity, I guess, to like I don't know how I haven't put in like thousands of dollars through it or anything, but I've moved hundreds of dollars at a time through Osmosis without any issues. And people are like, oh, well, that's not going to work. It's wrapped Bitcoin. It's wrapped Bitcoin. But I'm like, yeah, but you send it to a Bitcoin wallet and it somehow arrives there. I don't know how it works, man. Don't ask me how it works, but it
But
works.
it does.
It's a beautiful thing. It works, and it costs like nothing to do it. So like, why not? Why give crypto.com your like $50 when you can pay 5 cents or a penny?
Mm-hmm.
You just have to put a little bit of work into it.
When do you think we'll see NFT season like truly come back? You think we'll ever see it like we did in like?
I don't know, man. I don't think it's gonna like be a comeback like that. Like the first time was like I mean, the utility case is going to change, and we're going to see NFTs come back for like other reasons besides like art and stuff, I think. But like, honestly, like I just appreciate people who are like during these times where like there's pullbacks and where there's like sideways activity. It seems like the NFT people that are like working the hardest to like build community and to like build just, like within a space, like they're the ones that are like seem to be hustling the hardest and like reaping the least rewards. And you know what I mean? So like my hats off to the NFT projects like Mad Scientists who've been around for a year, like Sneaky Productions. I think they've been around for like, they're going on 2 years anniversary now. Like even like, is Mad Apes still like Bored Apes Yacht Club still viable as like they're still going?
Yeah.
I haven't heard that.
They're also pretty active, and that's I forget what the floor price is on it now, but man, that shit had dropped pretty good. But they're all still pretty active.
How much is it? Okay, so yeah, I don't know though. Like if I can ever see a Bored Ape going back up to $1 million, I just like maybe, but what would drive that? Right? Like what kind of demand in a Mad Ape
So are
Mad Apes?
Are you basing the NFT market off of the Bored Apes going up? Is that what you're?
No.
I'm
I mean,
saying,
just maybe
like,
just an
what is
example.
the demand? Yeah, I was just using Bored Apes as an example of like what is going to like drive the demand back up to the point where you have people like Justin Bieber dropping $1 million on an NFT again.
Well,
like what's going to, there's got to be some sort of an action to get the reaction, right?
One thing we know is later this year, when we do get to the parabolic phase, that's when we'll see a big flood of retail. Retail always does come in, and to assimilate, they need a PFP. Most people, not everybody, we know that. And so PFPs will always be alive. I do agree, Carrie, with what you were saying is that, for this next part of this journey of where we are with NFTs and crypto and blockchain is got to be the next step, right? Like I did some research.
Like I see like
the
fine
VeChain.
art being, or so-called fine, like I would say like fine art, like what like Raoul Paul is holding, one of ones, like what like Santa Cruz, like these are going to be the forms of art that hold their value probably over time in the next run, I think. Like,
Well, I
can't be
think in
positive
the
'cause
history,
you're right, like,
I think
people are coming
some
in, they want
people
their PFPs, but
some people have the
it's
opportunity to be, and for whatever reason, like the Van Gogh of this time, or whatever it is, has the original digital artist, like maybe Beeple, right? Like Beeple, is he fully into NFTs and all that stuff? I believe so, right?
who is that? Sorry?
Beeple?
Beeple?
You don't know Beeple?
I don't know Beeple.
You don't know
I
Beeple?
don't know Beeple. Nah, man.
He's got he does some.
BEEPLE.
Does anybody have a way to describe that? Like, he does really cultural, time present pieces that controversial, probably, is maybe a good way to say it. I don't know, Mike or Frank, do you have?
Is it like performance art?
No.
It's like actual paintings and shit?
It's like digital
I
art.
am definitely the last person you want to ask about art. I am not
Golly.
artsy or creative whatsoever. I do know
Hey, Mike,
people though. He is one of the most popular artists out there, and I don't even think just in the Web3 space. I think just one of the most popular artists out there right now.
All right, here we go.
Hey,
Just
Mike.
very trendy.
Here's
art.
Here's the overview of Wikipedia for you guys, in case you don't know. So he born around the same time as I am. I'll be 43 tomorrow. He's 43. He was born in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, which just north of me. I was born in the northern suburbs of Chicago. Anyway, Michael Joseph Winkleman, known professionally as Beeple, is an American digital artist, graphic designer, and animator known for selling NFTs. In his art, he uses various media to create comical, phantasmagoric works which make political and social commentary while using pop culture figures as reference. Boom. That's Beeple.
Booyaka.
Booyaka. And if you look up, let me just see. If you were to just, it's BEEPLE. If you just were to Google search Beeple and look for the images,
People.
you'll be like, you will see some. You're like, okay, I've seen that. Okay, I've seen
Boom,
that.
shalakalaka. There he is. Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about now. People.
Beeple. Just found out.
I have not been living in a cave.
He's actually going to be hosting, and I say bummer, but I am excited because I am hosting with the ABC. But if you're in South Carolina, he's going to be hosting the Pizza DAO Bitcoin Pizza Day party. Charleston, I believe, maybe somewhere in South Carolina is where Beeple Studios is. But I'll be hosting the Atlanta one with the Atlanta Blockchain Center. It's going to be great. May 22nd. So.
That's sick. Fantastic.
Fantastico. Pizza.
Is this the same? That's the same dude from like the Pizza DAO thing last year in Toronto, or is this different Pizza DAO people?
Yeah, same.
Same people.
Yeah, dude. So
Okay.
so May 22nd. May 22nd is Bitcoin Pizza Day, as everybody knows, right? The day that Laszlo spent his 10,000 Bitcoin for 2 Papa John's pizzas.
Yep.
So Pizza DAO every year throws global pizza parties where they will have presence, I would say unequivocally, in Toronto, very close to where you guys are at. And so they should be doing something. And if they are not, it's very easy to get funding to have pizza and stuff you just fill out a form and you host the party there, because their whole idea is to make this thing global. They want it in as many countries simultaneously hosting these pizza parties at the same time. Like, talk about brand congruency. Maybe that was the wrong second word, but you guys get what I'm saying. Continuity.
I think I know what you're drilling away at, but yeah, we want to have like mad pizza parties across the globe,
Yes.
all interconnected
All connected.
by one system somehow. A DAO.
It is.
That's
So
a real
Pizza
DAO.
DAO is a DAO. So you can join up with that. I think they I don't know. They do have NFTs. Absolutely. As far as like, are they mintable? I believe yes. I think you can get them on the secondary. Yes. And I believe they still are for mint. I will check that out. Bobcat was telling me about this, and he had sent me some links. So I'm fairly certain that yes, you can still mint, and you could also buy on the secondary market. So, hey, Sandra.
Hi.
Sandra,
Hello. Hi. I just came up to say hello.
Howdy. How
That's
are things?
basically all right. Not too bad. How about you guys?
You
How's
know,
the family?
like I said, I think in our chat group, and then I had said earlier on in the show, I'm feeling much better now. Thank you. I'll cut to the chase, but I definitely woke up with what apparently a lot of people experience is the day before their birthday, they have like this feeling of like dread or whatever. And so I was feeling like weirder than I normally feel. And maybe it's because I'm realizing at 43, maybe I'm finally now an old man, even though I only have gray hair like in like my cheek jowls. Like I don't really have much on my head nor my chin. So that's good. So I'm not really an old man, but I feel like number wise, but age is
nah,
just a construct,
we're
right?
only halfway through, man. We're only halfway through.
And
Does that mean you're
Minimum.
retiring your fighting career?
no, God, no. I don't think they asked me too late. I know a lot of these guys are like, oh, taking this fight on short notice, you know, because I'm such a badass. But like, bro, I'm 43. I am not taking a fight on 3 weeks' notice. I am too old for that. So I will talk to them about some other locations later this year so that I can properly do a fight camp. So, you know, I don't want to shortchange
At least you know
myself for
some
this
of his
one.
limits.
I got something to prove,
At
Frank,
least you know
as
some
you
of your
very well
limits.
know, sir. Can't get him. Can't get knocked out. Can't go to sleep this time. I will tell you guys if
Hey,
you've
hey, I
never
ain't gonna lie to
been,
you. That's some of the best sleep you'll ever get in your life.
didn't even know I was getting it too, and it didn't even hurt. That's what I was about to say. In case anybody's ever wondered or afraid, if you get punched in the chin. Now I did have a lot of adrenaline because I was, you know, in a like worldly televised streamed whatever boxing match. But yeah, if you do get rocked in the chin, because remember, when you throw a punch, you answer the phone. You pick it up, see who's there. I forgot to do that. Yep. Hello. Answer the phone.
It's a
So
fist coming right at you.
yep.
Knuckle
So
sandwich.
yeah, I left the chin exposed there. So if you do get slept in a fight, I will tell you, you're not even gonna feel it. It didn't even hurt. Didn't even hurt after the fact. It just was night night. The body took care of itself while I was sleeping, and then when I woke up, it was good to go. I had to figure out where I was, but
Well, that's just the DMT talking.
Just cue the Windows shutdown music.
yeah. Bum, bum.
Well, apparently, when you like get knocked the fuck out or almost like die or like or are sleeping and or dreaming, you release a whole bunch of DMT into your system. It's like produced naturally by the body. So like, I think that can like have something to do with like the waking up and being like, what the fuck just happened to me? Part of it, because anyone who ever
Well,
tried DMT,
what
know.
what I think, you know, definitely what I was curious though was at one point I was fighting, and the next moment like we were all just standing around. To me, my question was what happened, because like I definitely missed part of the story, but you know, sometimes you miss part of the story. Other times you are the story. And so back that's a long-winded way of saying I will not be fighting in Vegas during the Bitcoin conference because I want a little more time. But later this year, definitely we'll be taking another fight. Maybe two. I think I got two more in me, and then it may be time to hang it up. We'll see.
Take a job at a call center for
Hello,
like a
thank
couple
you
of
for
months,
calling.
and,
I'm Peggy.
you know what I'm saying? And then you'll be like a pro at like answering that phone.
Shut up. I literally were like, we were like cleaning our garage this weekend, correct? And I did a lot of that because I have a punching bag in my garage, and so I did a lot of answer the phone every time. It's, you know, it was a fight IQ thing. It was something I had to learn. Much like, you know, we talk about in crypto, people, they get scammed, fish, hoodwinked, all that stuff. That unfortunately is typically what you could classify as your cost of the education. That's what your cost to be here is you got to learn is certain mistakes cannot be made, and everybody makes mistakes like that once. Sometimes it's more because people don't learn from their mistakes. Like we saw, what's the redheaded dude who he had a Bored Ape and he lost it like 3 times. He got it like hacked 3 times. Seth Green.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the redheaded guy.
I mean, talk about not learning your lesson.
Yeah.
But
Shaka hair red is the fires of hell.
yeah, you know what they say. You know what they say. But that I think Sandra, I may have been very rude. That might have been an extremely long-winded answer to your question. How are you doing? If I didn't ask you.
That's funny. No, you're totally fine. It's your show. I'm doing all right. I feel like I'm sort of going through like this existential crisis. Not saying that you are.
Oh no, I
My
am.
birthday
Yeah, no, I definitely
No?
am.
Oh,
100%.
okay. Well then, yeah, then I'm in the same boat.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
I'm in the same boat. Although I have gray hair on my head, so I don't have facial hair.
Just pull them out.
Aware.
That's usually if I see one
Yeah.
like near the front, that thing's gone. And maybe a few in the back that I can't notice. And if I cut this short enough on the side, they don't get a chance to grow out either. But I just pull them out. They just don't give them a chance.
Yeah, I can't do that or I'll have bald spots. I have
Oh.
like patches of gray. I've had them since like I was in my 20s. So, sadly, I just dye my hair. Not sadly, but you know what I mean.
I feel you.
Anyways,
I
you're
feel
gonna
you.
have a great birthday. But I understand what you're saying.
Thank you.
100%.
It's interesting, yeah,
And
because I talked to a couple people, and apparently this is just something that happens. Is that it's like the day before your birthday, and I'm like, I don't ever remember that being a thing in my life, and I guess it's just at some point in your life it just kicks in. It's the day before, and
yeah, I don't know if
but why it
Mike
shocks me the most is because like on Thursdays, that's the day before pizza day, and I don't get sad. I get really happy because tomorrow is pizza day. So the psychology doesn't quite translate for some reason.
Wait.
I think it's just like when you get older, it's an existential crisis.
Hmm.
But I also think too, it's like I don't know about you, but there's like this pressure as well, like with birthdays and social media and all that bullshit that you see, like everybody celebrating their birthdays and all this stuff that you feel like I don't know. I feel like there's this weird expectation that comes with it that you should be like super grateful and excited and happy or, all that stuff. And that when you don't feel like that, then you just kind of judge yourself and then you have like this dread. So I get it. I get it. Maybe you're emotionally gaslighting yourself, perhaps.
Yeah. Being smart is the worst, dude. For real.
Well, I guess that's just how it goes, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is.
You just gotta learn to live with it.
Yeah.
Well, tomorrow, I guarantee you tomorrow. Go ahead, Mike.
Speaking of getting old, I gotta go to a doctor's appointment, so I'm gonna hop off, guys.
Hey, just remember when he tells you to turn over and bend and cough twice.
Yeah, if both his shoulders, hands end up on the table, then there's something going wrong, right?
There's an oh shit bar, man. Grab it and hold on tight.
The things turn around, then bend over, then cough. But yeah, you get the gist.
Whatever. I'd start coughing first, man. Just forget the whole thing ever. I mean, you can just like start breathing fast
Turn
and
over, bend
hyperventilate.
around,
All right, guys.
All right, we'll see you,
Have a
man.
great night.
Have a good one. Appreciate you, Mike. All right, it is. Yeah, it's probably time to get out of here. Anybody
Yeah.
got anything
Jam on.
to say before we go? Before we skedaddle for the day?
Nah. It was
Oh.
good.
Hell of a show.
Good to be able to do this. I'm glad we did.
Hell of a show.
Glad we did the show. After all. But,
Yeah, we got all in all at the
got
end of the
Sandra up
day.
on stage. That never happens.
Got a little over 200 people, almost 250 people that watched the live stream. So I tuned in at some point.
Oh yeah, there was the YouTube stream.
Yeah, it was good, man.
All about that.
Great day, great show.
Cool.
Appreciate every single one of you. It is almost May, Maninja 4th. That means we are not going to sell and walk away. That means we gotta grind in May this year. So no walking away, guys. Keep working and keep working on becoming that 1% better version of yourself every day. Just keep working on it. It'll happen. All right. Plan for tomorrow. We'll see. Bright and early, I'll be up. And so we'll have a plan.
You'll be up.
What time we're going to do
So
some
we can sing
shows
happy
and what we're
birthday
going to
to you.
do.
9 o'clock.
Oh, yeah.
9 o'clock sharp. Happy birthdays.
I
Well,
will.
not 9 o'clock sharp. We'll wait till some people filter into the room and then drown you in noise at around 9:30.
Okay. Yeah, we'll fill it up. We'll get started early. We'll get some music. I don't know what kind of music we're going to play in the morning. I don't know, but I will tell you this.